Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to the single player Old Guy Farms Challenge live stream. And thank you all for coming back and watching the recorded archive. If you missed the live stream, I appreciate that. And I just want to welcome all of the brand new followers that we have accumulated over the last couple of days. Very much appreciative to the Bipolar Prophet for speaking about my channel this afternoon during one of his live streams and talking about our single player challenge that we are doing here. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the action now. Well, before I click continue, I will just say that in yesterday's live stream, I mentioned, or I may have mentioned, that I thought we was probably going to get back to logging today. I think we will give logging one more day of rest, and we're going to sort of start getting our area around the main farm sort of prepped for next spring, for next year's spring planting and everything. And we are going to expand some of those fields. So we sort of worked a little bit yesterday to, obviously we harvested, but we also, as we were harvesting, we kind of multitasked and we went around and we ground up the stumps on the main farm area. And so we're going to kind of capitalize on that work that we did and sort of start expanding those fields and probably get our hired worker back planting some oilseed radish on those fields. So that's going to be sort of our strategy, is to go with oilseed radish. That'll be the first level of fertilization. Which we'll obviously cultivate in next spring, and then we'll follow that with manure, and then we will cultivate that in, and that will give us our 3 levels of fertilization. So let's go ahead and get right into the action. And again, thank you all for coming back for another episode. So we're going to get right in here. And I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you're, let's see, today was, or is Thursday. It's just after 7 o'clock my local time here in the Mile High city of Denver, Colorado. Had a fairly decent day today at work. It was quite busy. But that kind of makes the days go by a little bit quicker, right? All right, so we're going to get right to our work here. Now, we pulled another all-nighter last night, and as I have said before, that's a little bit unrealistic for us to try to do these things really consecutively. I just want to very quickly check our animal state here and see if we probably need to clean up after them right now. I tell you what, let's go ahead and do that while we kind of get the sun to come up here, and we will kind of run in here and grab our telehandler. So yeah, it was kind of a busy day today at work, and actually learning something somewhat new and unique. As if you follow my channel, you know I'm in IT support, and I have been for over 25 years, and love it, absolutely love it. It's a wonderful, wonderful job. And so I have historically mostly supported Windows-based systems, both server and also the OS as it's progressed through the years. Windows for work groups, Windows NT, Windows 2000, XP, Pro, Windows 7, and now we've obviously got some users on Windows 10. But while I've supported MacBooks, Apple OS, Mac OS, whatever you want to call it, it's only been sort of like the onesie twosie kind of users. I've never had sort of it as a corporate standard. Well, my company is basically preparing to sort of adopt MacBooks, Mac OS, and everything as a company standard or corporate standard going forward for 2018. And so sometime after the end of the year, we expect to start seeing that occur. So interesting stuff for me, interesting times, obviously, and just kind of stuff that I'm not really used to, but in any event, that's kind of how things go. All right, so we will shut that off, and we are going to get out here. And let's see, we have 1 bag of seeds left, so I think that will probably suffice it for our oilseed radish needs. And I think what we want to do is we are going to go ahead and get a hired worker started as soon as I find my, let's see, which tractor do we want to use. Where is my other tractor? Let's just go ahead and take this one here. We'll disconnect the water trailer. That didn't go so well for us last night when we disconnected the water trailer in here, but oh well. Hopefully that will be a little bit, oh, there it is over there. That's right. We parked it under there after we got done with our tipper operation. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in tonight, saying hello. Appreciate that. So here's our seeder, and so we're going to go ahead and get this set on oilseed radish, because if I don't do that now, then I do sometimes forget that. And before we get started on this action and everything, let's go ahead and fill it up to 100%, just because why not? Might as well do it while we are sort of thinking about it. And if all goes well with my plan, then I most likely will sell our sprayer at some point, and probably some point soon, as soon as I I need to think about this whole strategy and everything with regards to fertilization. But I think that this will work just fine. I suppose I could put manure down now, and then obviously in a day or so go ahead and put the oilseed radish down. But I'm going to do it this way. I don't know if this is maybe the best way to do it, but I believe that it will work. Go ahead and get the oilseed radish down, and looks like that might have been the end. No, we got one more bag of seeds up top there. Let me see if I can get in there and hit that spot and go ahead and get this thing filled up to 100%. Probably not. My backing is not the best in the world, especially while I'm talking. So I think what we'll do is I'll just try to catch some free time, and we will bring the pallet forks over and maybe lift that down. I'm going to try not to buy anything, seeds or anything right now. So we'll go ahead and unfold our seeder, and again, it's set for oilseed radish, and we will go ahead and get this party started here. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand this field, I think, just over on the other side, but we're not going to expand it on this side here. So I think we will be all right. Let's turn it on, plant it, and hire away. And where's he going? He's going off that direction because we again forgot. You know, I think I'm going to what is going on? Okay, there we go. I guess it helps if you get your tractor sort of lined up with the world. Let's follow him and just make sure he's going to make this turn okay. And I think he probably will. I did have a wonderful day, Chris. Thanks for that. It was a good day. Anyway, I am having to learn how to what our support strategy is going to be for supporting Max in the corporate workplace. Sort of going forward, and again, that's going to be a little bit unique for us, for me especially, because I've never really done that before. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and tab down into this guy here and go ahead and get him disconnected, and we are going to pick up our plow so that we can make a couple of these fields a bit wider, and we're going to just kind of stay a little bit ahead of our hard worker there. And we're going to try to keep him busy as best as we can. So get this guy going here, and hopefully we won't run into any stumps. I'm hopeful that we manage to get all the stumps taken care of. But this will be a good time to actually go ahead and expand these fields, because our fields have not been fertilized. So this area that obviously we're going to be expanding, let's see, we need to do this, we need to allow create fields, and we need to drop our plow down. So this area that we are obviously expanding into, this obviously would have not been fertilized. And so because we are only going to play this map for 3 years, we should not, after we expand our fields the way that we want them, we shouldn't have to do any more plowing should we not want to. Yeah, we had a little bit of rain here as well this afternoon. A little bit of thunderstorm action as well, which is nice always. I do enjoy a good thunderstorm. Didn't last very long. I was telling the wife last night. She was saying, yeah, we need rain. We need lots of rain. I'm going to GPS this just so that we get some semi-straight lines here. But she was talking about, yeah, hope we get some rain, and of course I feel the same way. And she was talking about a thunderstorm and everything, and it's like, yeah, I would like to have that, and of course I think also I would like to have one of those systems that come in and just kind of park over Colorado and rain, not flooding or anything like that. I don't want any flash flooding, but just a good rain shower for maybe you know, a day or 2 days, just something like that will really help. All right, let me kind of look and see. Probably don't want to go another trip because I want to leave plenty of room for this road, and I think that will work fine. And also I don't want to widen this field that direction any, because we need to have room for the greenhouses. So we will come and sort of take a look at this here. Now this is going to kind of take up this road here, but we can always go the other direction should we want to. And again, I'm kind of looking at how best to get a little bit more yield out of these fields. Now, I think I also might have mentioned that I thought that maybe, just maybe, I would, we would bale this straw. I don't think, let's just take a look at it in the store here, just to be on the safe side, but I've kind of already locked into this plan. If we were to rent a square baler, let me just do this. It's going to cost us $9,000 to rent a square baler, the New Holland, and there are other options, obviously. This one here is probably a little bit less, yeah, 4,000. But the thing about it is we would not. I don't think we're going to get very much straw off this field, to be quite honest. And I'm sort of juggling in my head. I spent actually some time today at work as I was kind of waiting on some software to load on some of the servers that I was patching today. I kind of spent a bit of time thinking about this and thinking about the number of bells that we would actually have to get off the field to actually just sort of break even, and then you've got to justify the time. And you know, time is money, so anything that we do, if all we're really trying to do is just cover our costs, then sometimes it's not worth it. And so I think that in this situation, for right now anyways, because we're not planning on doing cows, then I think it's going to be in our best interest to just go ahead and plow this straw under. I would have basically just did the wide swath and wouldn't have put the rows in if I would have been thinking about it whenever we started the harvester yesterday, but I was not thinking about it. But anyway, so I don't think that we would make a whole lot of profit out of the straw, and because we don't need it, there's really no need, I think, in us messing about with it. So that's my story, and that's kind of what I'm going to go with. And of course, I'm not necessarily expecting to get a huge amount of additional yield out of this by doing it this way. but you know, every little bit helps, and who knows, maybe we'll get just enough that'll help make it worth, you know, at least cover the expenses, the cost of planting the fields. Hello, Mark. Good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for stopping by. We're expanding our fields just a little bit, making them just a wee bit wider, and hoping that maybe year 2, next fall, late summer, whatever, we'll get just a little bit more yield out of them, and so kind of help cover some of our operating costs and stuff like that. Try to keep up with the Joneses, or maybe should I say keep up with the Kleins. Of course, I'm talking about, there he is, I'm talking about Farmer Klein. And let's see, could we do this? I'm gonna leave that. That'll give us plenty of room to turn around and that kind of stuff. So for you guys that have kind of joined a bit late, I don't know if you were hearing me talk about, but I've kind of changed my mind about baling this straw, because honestly, I don't think that it would be worth it. I don't think that we would get a benefit out of it. And so I have decided that since we're not going to use it, we're not going to do cows in year 2. I doubt very seriously if we will do cows in year 3 either. So there's not a lot of reason to do that. And so, well, we're just not going to do it. So we're going to expand this field here as well. I need to see how my worker's doing over there. He is spreading, or he is seeding oilseed radish like a good worker. Love it when we can depend on our workers. Let me readjust this guy's working with here just a little bit, or move his thing over. So this day is kind of a, I don't know, maybe this is just kind of a casual thing, casual day for me. I'm not gonna pull an all-nighter, just simply because we have done an all-nighter for essentially two episodes in a row, so we're not going to do that again. We need a break. You're not going to sell it. I don't think I would, you know, when looking at it, Farmer Klein, I don't think I would get that many bells off of it, and when I would justify the time that it would take me to do that, I don't think that the profit, I think there would be some profit, obviously, that would pay for the rental and everything of the baler, but I don't think it would be an astronomical profit. And so so essentially I would have to go ahead and either buy or rent. Well, I'll probably go ahead and buy, because we are going to need some type of a bale trailer, because most likely we're going to probably buy our hay, because obviously we're going to need hay. We have not planned on I don't know, but we're going to oilseed radish and do we're going to oilseed radish, which we're doing right now, and then we are going to manure, spread manure and cultivate that in for the ×2. That's what we're going to do for year 1, or year 2 anyways. Hello BP, welcome to the stream. So that's our plan. You know, it may completely end up being something like the Titanic, and then we may just end up realizing that we messed up royally, but it's a strategy, and I'm going to go with it. Absolutely, I'm going to go with it. So we'll go ahead and get this guy started oilseed radishing this field here. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Farmer Klein. All right. think as soon as we get some of these tasks done, like this stuff, like getting these fields expanded just a little bit, getting them, obviously getting the oilseed radish put down, then we can get back to logging and get back to forestry, and I can, I think that I can make, we can average anywhere from probably 75 to 90,000, maybe $100,000 a day while we log or while we do forestry, and I think that will certainly help us from the money perspective. But I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe this was an absolute mistake by not bailing it. But again, I just don't think that when I factor in the benefit and all of that for the time of running the bales to the sell point and all that kind of stuff, I think that I just don't think it would be worth it. Hello Kyle, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. And I don't know if I'm getting, let's see if I'm getting, I don't even know if this map has chopped straw added to it. I mean, Farmer Klein brings up a good idea, but let's just take a look at the fertilization. So we're not getting any fertilization benefit, so we're not getting the chopped straw, but I don't even know if chopped straw was added to this map, so it's okay. I think we've got a plan. We're going to do oilseed radish. That'll give us our first level of fertilization, and then our second and third level fertilization will come through the benefit of spreading manure with the manure mod. We spread manure, and we are able to basically cultivate that in for the second level, which will give us our 3 levels of fertilization. I'll be a happy camper. Everything will be good to go. And I think I'm gonna I think I'll leave this field kind of like this here. Let's see, maybe we'll do one more strip through here. I am a little concerned about the things that I saw when Bipolar Prophet was doing this, doing some of his expansion on Goldcrest Valley. I know that there's some bumpy spots, some high spots and stuff like that, but maybe we'll be all right. I mean, we don't really need this area. We're not going to do grass. I think it'll be also in our best interest maybe to just go ahead and buy bales, buy hay. I know I normally like to do all that stuff myself, but since we got so busy doing forestry, we didn't take advantage of mowing anything. And we're not getting any sort of fertilization by plowing the grass in. If I look at this, we're not getting anything on this, so no, unfortunately not. A cheap loading wagon and then sell it maybe, but really not a big deal, I think. Yeah, I could have done that as well. I could have picked up the straw loose, I suppose, but again, it's just a simple fact that I don't think that we would get probably more than about 50 to 60 bales. And again, while I realize that would earn a little bit of money, I just don't think that it would be worth the time. And as I was saying earlier, time is money and all that good stuff, and so not when you're creating fields. Yeah, when you're creating fields, you don't get the added benefit of that. And of course, I could make this a small fill if I wanted to, but it's so darn bumpy and uneven. I would hope that, and I know I mentioned this a few episodes ago, I talked about the fact that I kind of hope that maybe someday, if not Farm Sim 19 or maybe Farm Sim 21, that we would have the ability to actually do like groundwork, like level ground and stuff like that. That might be kind of cool to do. All right. I need to kind of quickly think about. I actually thought that would take me longer. So let's see. This guy's going to be done whenever he gets done, and we don't have another seeder, and we're not going to buy one because it's not going to be worth it. So I suppose we could actually go do some, we could actually, well, we'll go over and pick up some of these eggs, and maybe we'll go do some forestry. Anyway, maybe we'll do forestry anyway. It's all about making money, and not necessarily, you know, it's not all about the money. It's we're having fun. I am having fun. As a matter of fact, I talked to Farmer Klein about that today. I asked him, I'm like, you know, hope you're having fun and everything with the challenge. I sure am. I think Old Guy Farmer is actually contemplating and thinking up a new challenge, something perhaps maybe multiplayer, kind of a multiplayer type environment, something with maybe a little bit bigger map, larger fields, that kind of stuff, and maybe, just maybe, putting some restrictions around, for example, no auto loading, stuff like that. That might be kind of cool. Yeah, if it isn't fun, don't worry, I won't do it, BP. Life is, you know, there is one thing I'm going to do. Wheat. Okay, well, maybe, just maybe, our plans have changed. Let's take a look at that. Because I said that I was not going to sell anything unless we get a great demand. Now, I have no idea if this price is going to change. Actually, we get a better price at Mary's Farm at $419 a liter. Maybe we'll sell our wheat. Maybe we'll sell our wheat. So let's head back to the farm. Yeah, the red barn's been moved, so that red barn sell point is no longer at the farm. If you take a look here, BP, as we pull into the yard here, this is about the same point where the main farm would be. Obviously, we've got this barn here that's kind of different. The farmhouse is different. Where that red barn was is kind of where the sheep are, and so. Okay, so where do we want to go? That's actually going up. I wonder if Gomez Ridge Acres would actually go up to 419, or should we take the first load to Mary's Farm and then actually no, we got 495. We got Fred's Bulk Grains. Oh, that's the train. That's the train. Where is Fred's Bulk Grains? Fred's Bulk Grains over there. You know, I have actually never sold at the train. How does the train work? Does anyone know? Or am I just better off going to Gomez Ridge Acres? $4.95. Fred's Bulk Grains. Do I need to send the train off when I go there? I know it sounds weird that I've never actually sold there. Go to field 11. Is that where I drop it? All right, let me get my tractor. Drop wheat and the grain drop there, then go to the train and fill it. Then drive the train to Fred's. Okay. Well, I wonder if we can do that before that. I've actually never driven. Do you believe this? I've actually never driven the train either. The reason why is because I didn't think it was that cool. Actually, this is a farm sim. If I wanted to drive a train, I would. If I wanted to drive a train, I would play train sim. Hang on. Yep, in all of the time that I played on Goldcrest Valley, before even Stevie's map, his Goldcrest Valley edit was released, I never messed about with the train. And again, it was kind of for that reason. It was kind of like, everybody was so excited when they first heard that there was going to be a train on Farm Sim 17. I'm kind of like, okay, well, that's fine, that's cool, but I've got Train Simulator that I almost never ever play because, well, I've played it quite a bit and it's kind of bored with it because it's just kind of driving a train. But okay, so go to field 11. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to field 11 when we get there. It'll be slow, but we'll get there eventually. Cut across here. Just make sure you go in the right train for the right drop-off. Okay, well, Skoski 79, I'm gonna appreciate your help. Okay, so here's field 11, and is this my drop point right in front of me? I'm assuming so. Is this right? In the building. Okay. Yeah, and I also sort of, I don't have an issue with the logging. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot of logging, and you're right, Mark. I could see where the trains are fun, but I think that the only map that I've seen a train on is the versions of Goldcrest Valley, all the original and the edited versions and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. For each their own. Certainly not. If somebody actually does love the trains, I mean, no disrespect. If you guys watch my videos, you know that I say almost every type of video that I make, there is no right or wrong way to play these simulation-based games. If you want to do things ultra realistic, go right ahead. If you want to turn off the 3 times or the plowing and all that kind of stuff, that's fine too. However you enjoy the game, then do that. The tab to train that is nearest to the field. Okay, well we'll haul another load over there, and then do that. I appreciate your help. I feel kind of bad that I've never actually did the trains, but just was never anything that. Again, never anything that really interested me. These Ford tractors are slow as molasses on a cold winter day. But they're cheap. Well, come along with me, BP. Let's go to that. We'll go to that building together. Use that building to store sugar beets and potatoes. Yeah, we won't be doing sugar beets or potatoes on this challenge map. That's for sure. Too slow. Too slow. I could only imagine about how many days playing at 15x speed it would take to harvest a good size potato or sugar beet field. Even with the big ones, with the big equipment, it would take some time. All right, how much do we have left? 2,000 liters. Might as well go ahead and sell it all because I don't have a need for the wheat. We're not going to do pigs. Make sure to let off all the gas of the train. Okay. See, I'm making you guys a part of this challenge. You're an instrumental part of this. I appreciate you guys coaching me. Gosh, I've got 500 hours in this game, and I'm a noob to the whole train thing. There are moments in time that I regret selling the JCB Fast Track, because boy would it come in handy for this. Soybeans, I've got a field of soybeans. The only problem with soybeans is that, you know, they have to be planted so kind of late in the season, and so we basically waited until our soil temperature was basically where it was supposed to be before we put them in the ground. They're not ready to harvest yet, but also the yield is obviously not as much. But I think that the value per liter is obviously higher, but well, that's right, Mark. And you know something, I like to learn something new every day. I was telling some of the folks that were in the stream earlier that, you know, for over almost 26, 27 years, I've been in IT support, and I've never really supported anything with Mac OS at a large scale. And my company is going to be adopting MacBooks as a standard for a subset of the organization that I support. And so I need to learn that. I have spent the last almost 28 years doing you know, Windows and Windows Server support, and I have supported Macs, but it's kind of been just kind of best effort. But we've got to, my group has got to step that up, and I need to sort of lead the charge, and so I am trying to learn that. All right, so now we get to drive the train, right? Okay, so which train? Is it this first one, this one right here? Is it this train? Or is it the other train? No. Oh, I can't tab into trains? Okay, not a problem. I think I turned that off. Or maybe Old Guy Farmer turned it off. No, that can't be, because I've seen those guys tab into the trains. But I think I must have turned it off. Alright, so this train to my right. Is this correct? Right here. Do I need to pull it up and then fill it? Westerly train. I don't know what a westerly train is versus an easterly. Am I in the westerly train? This one here? Okay, I've got yep and I've got yes. Okay, do I need to pull forward and fill it up out of this pipe here, right? Is that the wrong car? Yep, fill it like a silo. Okay, well, I'm hitting. Okay, there we go. Okay, the other one goes around to the east side of that. That kind of makes sense because this track is on this side and the other track is on the other side. Okay, so we're filling. Okay, let's go. Better slow down just in case this thing will flip, because you know me, I'm all about flipping vehicles. Hey, do you guys, if any of you guys were watching, oops, sorry about that, banging your head on the trestle there. If any of you guys were watching Old Guy Farmer today, he flipped his log train, or his log truck, log trailer. He flipped 2 trailers. He was pulling 2 as tandem. Okay, slowing down. Slowing down. Yeah, it does. Did I go too far? I may have gone too far. Okay, how do you... Does this thing not have reverse? How do I reverse this? Shuttle control's not working. It's not... Okay, I can't back up, guys. S. Okay, thank you. Okay, this was a mistake. I've wasted way too much time with this. I've got my shuttle control set up to work on a tractor and not this. Unload. Let's unload this. Okay, 14,907. Yeah, give it a try, BP. I wish I knew more about this before I had tried this, and I don't know why. I don't know why shuttle control doesn't work the same as forward and back and all that good stuff. But hey, it doesn't, so no worries. We'll go ahead and drive it back around so we'll be a little bit more realistic. That way we don't tab. All right, we'll get back in our little tractor here and get back to doing things that we may not always do it right, but we know how to do it. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for teaching me the ways of the train. We got the wheat brought over here just in time because we would not have been able to do that with it raining. Yeah, I could see where you can move hundreds of thousands of of crop at a time. That would be kind of cool. That would be really, really cool. And it's great to experience it with such good friends like all of you guys. You know, kind of the way I look at these simulation-based games, and again, well, we don't have any potatoes, is that I try to put myself into the life and the role of a real-life farmer. And granted, I will be the first to admit that real-life farmers don't run massive, large-scale logging operations and stuff. Obviously, they'll cut a few trees down if something is in the way. They'll do that kind of stuff. But also, likewise, they don't necessarily drive trains either. And I guess that's one of the things that I was sort of thinking about when we found out about the trains was, well, farmers don't necessarily do that. So. Okay, I'm going to need to go down on this end of the field and help this guy create a pretty decent size wide headland, I think. Pending we don't run into the water. Alright, most likely in the real world we wouldn't be seeding in the rain, but there are basically seasons does not prevent that from occurring, although in version 2 that they're contemplating creating, obviously, and hope they will continue to update Seasons mod, as they are, I think they're going to put something into the Seasons mod where you cannot spray liquid fertilizer in the rain, which I think that would be realistic. Obviously, you would not want to do that. Maybe granular fertilizer would be okay, especially if we're thinking Seasons mod, or not Seasons mod, but soil mod, and we also need to have some moisture. This should give this guy plenty of room to get turned around, because that fence that old guy farmer put in there is a little close, especially the area that we expanded. Alright, so I will spend just a little bit of time, especially if there's anyone new on the stream that has not been watching my stream. This is obviously episode number 14. I am doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 3 copies of the brand new, what will be brand new in November when it comes out, of the Farm Sim 17 Platinum Edition, the Platinum Expansion. It's not the full-blown Farm Sim 17 plus plus the Platinum. It's just the expansion DLC. That's what I'm giving away, and I'm giving away 3 copies of that. And you can get that. And we can't take anything to the bakery because it's raining. We can't load our tippers in the rain. But I'm giving away 3 copies of that DLC, and you can register for a copy of that DLC by basically listening for a code word that I provide each and every episode, and I'll give that code word out here in a few minutes. So don't worry about that. You've not missed it yet. And as part of the code word that I provide that out to you, then you can redeem that code word. There's instructions down below the video, and you can get all that information. And we're going to cut some trees while we let that guy do his thing with seeding that. And let's see. So the code word that I will provide to you, you give that back to me via an email, and then I enter you into the contest. I will be doing the drawing on November the 6th, that is a Sunday, and the actual DLC doesn't come out from Giants until about the 14th or 15th. That is, if everything is on schedule and everything. And so the more you watch, the more you can enter. You obviously can enter if you go back and listen to the other 13 episodes. You can enter for those code words. And because of the nature of the challenge, we are playing at 6 game days per season in 3 years, 3 game years. So that is 72 total episodes that we'll be recording and doing the live stream on. And of course, you could enter 72 times if you want to. And I hope you will. So the code word, I'll go ahead and, I was a little late last night in giving the code word, and to be quite honest with you, the reason why I was late giving the code word is because I almost forgot. So the code word for this episode, for episode number 14, I actually changed the code word. It was going to be something else, but I went ahead and changed the code word to the word train, because obviously that is kind of the theme for this. It occupied probably about 3 game hours, and me trying to figure out how to work that train, and thankfully to a few of you good folk that helped me. I appreciate that, but the word for this episode is train. And man, this is a big tree. That is one big tree. Do you have to pay to actually store stuff in the train facility until you move it? Does it? Because I think I vaguely remember on I think it was Stevie's version of Goldcrest Valley. There was another storage location that you could use, but you had to pay for that. There was a charge that came out, I guess, daily or whatever, and you had to pay to put stuff there. No storage. No, storage is free. Okay, cool. I've got the drone mod. I was gonna ask you guys if you had seen that. I've got it, but I didn't want to waste time on the challenge by playing around with it. I will probably play around with it on Mountain Valley Farm. I talked a little bit about a drone, and like on the first episode, I simulated a drone, and I'm glad somebody thought of that, because I would think that would be quite easy to do. And I'm glad somebody did that. So yeah, it's a DJI Phantom 4 is what it looks like, and I think it's actually, I believe that's actually what it's called as well, is the Phantom 4. And, very similar to my drone, I've got the DJI Mavic Pro in real life, and man, oh man, is that thing fun to fly. And the fog comes in. might help to put some light on the subject, right? Hopefully a train will come around. And for folks that are new to the stream, I do tend to play a little more realistic in my, if I cut those stumps shorter, I would be able to get over those. In my usual Let's Plays, the ones that I record and release about 3 to 4 times a week. But this is a challenge where sort of the name of the game is kind of speed and who's going to make the most money and who's going to have the most fun and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of doing things a little bit unrealistic just because of that, but still trying to be as realistic as possible. And again, we're only going to play up to 2100 hours. That is the time of which we have to play. We do have to play from roughly 6-ish in the morning up till about 2100, about 9 p.m. But we've basically pulled 2 all-nighters back to back, and again, just kind of trying to think a little bit more realistic. I do know farmers do pull some all-nighters from time to time, but as we kind of go off-roading here, trying to miss that stump that I keep running into. Yeah, Pine Cove. That's a great map. Stevie did a wonderful job with that. Even though it's kind of a Goldcrest edit, it's still a great map. Of course, I don't think Stevie is capable of creating a bad map. Hopefully Stevie will decide to return to us, maybe at some point, maybe for Farm Sim 19, or maybe even before that. I was quite enjoying Pine Cove, and part of the problem with sort of being a test, well, not really an official beta tester, I guess I was more of a preview, kind of situation, was I was taking the updates as often as the Seasons Mod development team was pushing them out to us, and unfortunately it was always a bit of a risky situation whenever you would apply an update whenever they would release it. And even though they tried their best certainly for the updates not to crash our maps or anything, but I did have some issues with Pine Cove and had to more or less abandon that series. But that was kind of around the time that I was really getting into Lawfolds, and I still say this, Lawfolds is really an awesome map. Haven't tried it, you should definitely play it. Play it with the Seasons mod and just really, really enjoy it. Pretty decent starting equipment, pretty decent starting field, so if you want to do career mode, starving farmer kind of thing, it's not too bad to do. You can very easily get the gold nuggets on Lawfolds. Go into any further details in that, as I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will tell you that of all the maps that I have played that have gold nuggets, Lawfolds is the easiest that you're going to find for collecting those, as far as I know. It's one of the easiest. Alright, so let's see if we have any more trees right around here. We have some trees up here. We won't take these to market tonight. Again, we're just going to kind of get these guys chopped down and piled up, and then we'll figure out what we need to do tomorrow and get that done, whatever that is, as I kind of drive again a bit wildly. So again, folks, don't forget the word of the day is the word train. And I do appreciate everyone's help on that. I would not have been able to figure that out. I would have most likely got frustrated and ended up driving the train all the way back around because I couldn't figure out why in the world my drive control, shuttle control didn't work. And I will tell you that I can't play Farm Sim 17 without drive control and shuttle control. It just doesn't work well for me. You get these things, and maybe it's sometimes it's a little bit of a crutch, but you know, once you kind of get this stuff, and especially some of these really fantastic mods like, you know, GPS mod and horseplay and drive control and things like that, it really provides so much more to the game itself, and it kind of fills a void, I think, maybe that, you know, Giants have sort of left open. And it helps fill that void and helps to make things work a little bit better, makes the equipment work better, and all that kind of stuff. So can we get this tree without falling off the mountain? I would actually probably be quite dangerous in something like this. Meaning that I would probably just completely go to town and have such a ball actually driving and chopping trees down. Of course, my wife would probably never let me have one for that very reason. She'd be like, Jerry, what are you doing? Alright, let's just check the maintenance. We've got 3 more days on this guy here, so don't need to worry about getting him back to the shop for maintenance. So we will F1, turn off our headlights, and go ahead and shut him down. Alright, we're going to tab back because we can, and let's just go ahead and get in this guy one more time. And we will go clean up after our sheep, and then pick up our eggs, and then wrap this episode right up. Alright, Skoski, thanks so much for stopping by. It's 3 a.m. here. Yeah, I would have already been sawing logs. Of course, productivity with our sheep doesn't necessarily matter so much right now, so I suppose with the exception of sort of getting out of the habit of cleaning up after our sheep, it probably doesn't have as big of an impact right now because our sheep do not produce wool outside of the spring and in the summer season. Obviously, they produce more wool in the springtime than they do in the summer, but still, we do want to keep them healthy and keep them alive and all that kind of stuff. So we will go ahead and do this. And I think also it's kind of good to stay in the habit maybe. Let me just look at the animal feeding situation. And we can go ahead and bring a bell over. Need to keep an eye on the time because I do not want to have to do an all-nighter. Our guy is still hard at work there, but looks like he's almost done. He's got just a few more passes. Does it bug anybody else that the chickens are just kind of running all over the place? I feel bad about running over them, but it's almost impossible. I have the same feelings when I'm on Mountain Valley Farm because they're everywhere. But hey, they're free range, so that's a good thing, I suppose. All right, fed our sheep. Very thankful for Old Guy Farmer for giving us those bells of hay, because they have those 8 bells. We've only gone through 50% of it, so that's been a good thing. All right, let's see what this guy's doing. He's just got another strip or two. I tell you what, this guy is actually costing us money. We're paying him overtime for this, so we're going to. We're gonna send him home, and we'll do this last row. We should be able to get this done by midnight. Well, I'll just use this time to sort of do my closing credits, and thank you all so much for watching my episodes, for being subscribers of my channel, for slapping that like button. All that stuff is important to me. Most importantly, though, is your friendship. I've met so many incredibly wonderful people since I've been doing YouTube videos, and I know that the Bipolar Prophet understands exactly what I am saying, because I know that a lot of his dearest friends are people that he has met through YouTube and through this wonderful game and many other games just like it. The communities that exist out there are just some of the most special and most cool and awesome people that I have ever gotten to know, and I just really appreciate the friendships and the community, and the fact that the type of people that watch my channel are the same type of people that truly enjoy helping others, because we all were brand new to this at one point in time. And even though I've got 700 and something hours on Farm Sim 15, I've got 500 hours on 17. Tonight was the very first time that I've ever driven the Farm Sim 17 tractors, or not tractors, trains, I mean to say. And so I learned something new. I got to experience something new. I think the Bipolar Prophet will probably try the trains out a little bit, maybe because of what he saw, and that's obviously very cool. And so, but it's just the community. It's the people that are in that community that makes it so incredibly awesome. And that's why I play this game, and it's why I live stream and create videos and that kind of stuff. It's just to give something back, to help something else, help someone else, because so many people have helped me, and it's just very cool. Speaking of communities, if you are not a member of PCSG, I hope that you will go over there and sign up for a free account, because that is where the majority of the good people that are watching this, that have been chatting tonight, that's where we all hang out. And we all were brand new to not only this game, but many of the other simulation-based games that we enjoy. And we are here to help you, and we want to help you. We want to help you get the most out of the virtual farming, or virtual flying, or virtual trucking, or virtual driving a Formula One car like the Bipolar Prophet was doing this afternoon. And I checked out that game, and I think I might actually even buy it myself. So anyway, thank you all so much. It is 11 o'clock at night here on our virtual farm, so I am going to save our game, and then we're going to go ahead and do Alt-N to skip the nighttime. And we are resting. We haven't rested for 48 hours, so we are some tired farmers, let me tell you. And then I am going to save the game one more time. Yes, I want to overwrite the same save game. I don't know why I was confused by that prompt. I've seen it 100,000 times, and then we will quit the game. So thank you all again so very much for hanging out with me tonight and helping me pass the time. I'm going to go upstairs and hang out with my best friend, my wife, and we're going to watch a movie or something and do something. And then tomorrow is Friday, so TGIF, tomorrow is Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And of course, Friday is just the day before the weekend, and I also hope you'll have a wonderful weekend. I think I will stream tomorrow night, but I'm not 100% certain. But if you see me pop on, I would appreciate it if you would stop by and say hi. So thank you all so much. Good night to all of you. Take good care of yourselves. God bless you all, and we'll see you on down the farm. Bye bye.